stayed at a hotel at Manchester Airport and got an early flight out this morning with Jet2 from Manchester to Dubrovnik in Croatia. And I booked it quite last minute, but the flights were really cheap. And then I booked into a hotel which I've used some of my travelling points that I've accumulated to stay, and picked up a hire car at Dubrovnik Airport from a local company, which is quite reasonably priced. Just got an automatic because obviously we don't drive on the right in the UK. And then drove down to Montenegro, which is about 28 kilometers. Probably took about 45 minutes. And then you have to go through the border crossing from Croatia into Montenegro. And even though both countries are in Europe, and they both use the currency, the euro, Montenegro, is not in the Schengen zone. So because it's not in the Schengen zone, you have to go through passport control, even driving into the country, which was quite straightforward. I think the first check was probably Croatia checking that hadn't done anything wrong in their country, and then the second one is when you get the stamp in your passport from the border patrol on the crossing. And then I've driven down to Herceg Novi, which overlooks this beautiful Sea of Kotor, mountain ranges in the background. And on the other side of the water, somewhere between that valley, is Tivat. And there is an airport in Tivat, which is about 3 kilometers outside of Tivat. But from Tivat Airport to where I'm stood now is about 35 kilometers. And obviously you have to drive around the entire bay to get to it. Everybody in Montenegro has to drive with their lights on, even though in Croatia you don't have to drive with your lights on. So I'm going to go and find my hotel in a bit and check in, and maybe go for a drive and see what else I can find. Look at that view. Absolutely stunning. And the other thing to note is that the water here in the Adriatic is basically clear blue. I don't think you can see this on the film, but it's not very shallow there, but you can already see the bottom quite far out. There's the Adriatic coastline. It's very peaceful. I don't actually know how to do a chat while I'm on my phone or respond to people on this phone, so I'm not ignoring people, but I'll just wave because everybody else is waving, but I don't actually know how to type back whilst being live. So some of my Filipino subscribers will know there's quite a lot of these things all around the Philippines in different towns and cities, so it's no different here. I love Herceg Novi. I don't actually know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. It was pretty easy to get here, actually. Everything's been pretty straightforward. Everybody speaks English. Everybody's friendly. Tivat actually seems quite far away from here. It's about 35 kilometers if you have to drive around the bay, because obviously the bay is massive. I think it's called the Bay of Kotor. Kotor. But I'm told from what I've read is that there's a ferry that crosses in about 9 minutes and costs something like €3 or something. So that might be easier to get the crossing over. Just trying to take in all the scenery, really. It's just really, really stunning. Behind me is a holiday lounge bar. It's got like a vertical, I guess that's the bar and restaurant, so no matter what floor you're on, you can see straight out across the sea. So there we go. I'll do some more lives and make some videos from this trip and see how we get on.